Last year there was a girl at our school who hardly anyone talked to. I think it was because she seldom showered, and she kind of smelled bad. Her name was Cindy Lindbergh. I didn't know exactly where she lived, but it must have been somewhere in the neighborhood because we always got on the school bus at the same bus stop. Cindy Lindbergh didn't have many friends. She always came to the lunchroom alone, and she left alone. On the bus, no one offered her a seat, and she never asked because she was sort of a shy person. She seemed like a nice girl who had an odor problem. One day, I was walking up to the bus stop and I saw Carl Littleton making fun of her. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I saw the way he was laughing and rolling his eyes in his typical poking fun at you way. I also saw how sad it made Cindy. Clutching her notebook to her chest like a shield, she stared at the ground and moved as far away from him as possible without leaving the bus stop entirely. As soon as I got close enough, I glared at Carl to make him stop laughing even though I knew he probably wouldn't. He didn't. So I walked over and stood closer to Cindy so she wouldn't feel quite so bad. It was just one of those times when you just knew someone needed someone to be a friend. I didn't think she'd say anything, but she did. Her eyes peeked up from staring at the ground, and as though she thought I'd be embarrassed if anyone heard her speak to me, she whispered, "Hi." "Hi," I said. Then as loudly as I could, I said, "Don't pay any attention to Carl. His parents have been unsuccessful in teaching him some manners." Some of the kids standing there laughed. The comment didn't even rouse a smile out of Cindy. By now everyone there was talking with a friend. Quietly, and with a serious look on her face, Cindy said, "I don't know why everyone hates me." I was surprised at her words. "No one hates you," I told her. "Then why don't I have any friends?" she asked. Her question took me by surprise. I thought for a moment. Well, I began, wondering if I could tell her that maybe it was because she smelled so awful. "I think you're smart and all, and you dress okay, and..." "So then, what is it?" she blurted. "Well," I hedged and then figured it's now or never. "Maybe it's because you..." I paused because I almost said stink, but instead, "don't smell so good." She looked up, studying my face as if checking to see if I was making fun of her or being mean. I guess she decided I wasn't. She nodded, like she believed what I said was true. Since she seemed to take this well, I added, "I think you'd probably make more friends if you took more baths." She looked away and, worried that I might have gone too far, I shrugged and added, "It's just a thought. My mom says that sometimes when she gives me advice." Turning back to face me, Cindy took a deep breath and said, "Thank you." I was so relieved, and the next moment the bus arrived, and all the kids started piling on. "If I save a seat for you on the bus tomorrow," she asked, "will you sit with me?" "Sure," I said. I'm happy to report that Cindy did take more baths from that day on. And it wasn't too long before she started to make friends at school. I was one of them. I made a difference for the better in Cindy's life. And got a new friend to boot.